It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe, thanking you for joining us all across our network, of course, on television and on the radio, but we're also all across the web on social media, Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV, and of course, you can always find us live and on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. On your screen right now on CivicCenterTV.com, a QR code that will take you to links to all of our social media, so you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram and subscribe and like our videos all for free on YouTube as well. Just take a moment there, scan that QR code, maybe even pause the video briefly, and we'll continue on with our program. Get that code scanned, follow us across social media, and you'll see all the announcements you need to know or segments you may miss during your busy day as you're tuning in to the Splash Live. We'll kick off today's edition of the program with some scary news out of West Bloomfield. From Monday afternoon, the West Bloomfield Police Department shutting down Middle Belt Road at Square Lake Road at about 3:45 on Monday afternoon after a vehicle crashed into a pedestrian. Now, immediately after this incident had occurred, both police and fire were dispatched to the area and responded fairly quickly, providing first aid to the affected pedestrian as well as to the person in the vehicle. The pedestrian, in this case, the victim, was then transported to a nearby hospital with severe life-threatening injuries at that time, and the roadway then was closed for about 2 hours. Notifications started coming in if you subscribe for the Nixle updates on your cell phone. About 4 o'clock, it was announced that the roadway was closed over those alerts, and then around 6 o'clock, it was announced that they were reopened. And by that evening, by around 7:30, 7:45 on Monday evening, the West Bloomfield Police Department announcing that that road had been reopened. As of now, in a statement from the West Bloomfield Police Department, they do have an update on the situation. Of course, Square Lake and Middle Belt are reopened in West Bloomfield, and as we head into the Tri-Cities. And as far as the victim, this pedestrian, their injuries are serious, but they are expected to survive as they continue in the hospital. Of course, our team at Civic Center TV has our thoughts with that victim of this accident, as well as the other person involved in that vehicle from that accident Monday afternoon at Square Lake and Middle Belt. If you're looking for any further updates from the police department as they continue their investigation, those can be found on Facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. But in the meantime, we'll keep you updated if we learn any more information on this incident. And it's a great reminder as you're out on the roads. Look, we may not be in the summer season anymore, but people are still going to be out and about. They're going to be going for walks. We know it's a busy time of the day around that time. It's right at the early portions of our rush hour. Always good to be a little bit extra cautious. That light turns green, wait a split second or two. Look both ways across the street in all four corners and make sure that there isn't anybody coming through, or that a walker or a biker is running a stop sign or a don't walk sign or something like that. That can help prevent these kinds of accidents, because if anything that we've learned from Monday's incident at Square Lake in Middle Belt, this can quickly become very, very severe. But our thoughts are with the individual and their family that was injured in this case, and we give a great amount of thank you to our first responders for making a quick response to clear this incident and get the person the treatment that they need. On a much more positive note, across the West Bloomfield School District, Mr. Peace been in town over the last couple of weeks across all 4 of our local elementary schools. His name is Kevin Zawala. He is a Michigan native and a Metro Detroit native who came home over the last couple of weeks, visiting all 4 of our elementary schools with support from the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition, all in the effort of reducing bullying in our schools and creating a more positive environment. That's all part of his Midwest tour for the Peace Man, who wrapped up his past 2 weeks after a stop in our community by heading west out to Owasso and then heading southwest into Indiana to wrap up a little bit of a Midwestern tour. But he even said on his Facebook page, it's always special to be coming back home into the Metro Detroit area. And, well, it seemed like he enjoyed our community more than any of the others that he did visit, staying here for 4 days as he visited all 4 of our elementary schools. You can see even more pictures from Mr. Peace's visit to the West Bloomfield School District by following the school district on Facebook at West Bloomfield Schools. Plenty more happening out of the school district early on this week. Last night, the West Bloomfield School District Board of Education's monthly meeting at West Bloomfield High School, where they honored 35 students for their accomplishments in summer reading. Here they are picking up their summer reading prizes after their recognition from the West Bloomfield School District Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Danya Bazzi. Now, while many students across the district of all ages, K through 12, participated in summer reading, these were the 35 who were the most accomplished. But that's saying a lot in one small statement. Steve Ketchum from the West Bloomfield Public Library was on site at this meeting to explain more in depth in the numbers of how our summer readers performed, and in particular, these 35 highly accomplished readers awarded last night.
To give you some numbers, we had 660 West Bloomfield students participate in this year's summer reading program. These students read a combined total of 616,690 minutes, which equals about 10,278 hours. The median value was 20 hours read this summer, and the kids we're honoring tonight read well above that.
Yeah, 20 hours of reading, and these kids read well above that from Steve Ketchum at the West Bloomfield Public Library, who partners with the school district here in West Bloomfield over the summer for that summer reading program. There's so much more that they're doing at the library all throughout the year to support reading with our kids and providing programs that help them continue to be engaged readers and be creative through what they learn in those books. If you're looking for more information, or you're looking for some of these fun events or ways you can get your kids participating in reading through our local library, they're experts in this. They know how to get kids engaged and build a love for reading. Just visit their website, West Bloom LIB on Facebook, or WBLIB.org for more information on all of their programs coming up. And for more on the summer reading accomplishments, you can visit the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools. We'll take a short break on the Splash Live. On the other side, plenty more stories from across our community. And then later on, we'll take you to the theater over at West Bloomfield High School for a special performance from some of our younger students. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen.
Hello, I'm Chief Mike Patton of the West Bloomfield Township Police Department. We're here to say congratulations to Civic Center TV on their 1 million YouTube views here in the community. We enjoy great partnership with Civic Center TV. They are one of our best community partners. I'm Chief Mike Patton. I'm proud to be one in a million.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Welcome back. I'm Tyler Keefe. Now I'm joined, as always, by Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, expecting a little weather over the next couple of days. You certainly have experienced that, some technical difficulties in our other studio over there as a result of a power outage. But glad to have you with us now on this Tuesday edition of the program.
Happy to be here, Tyler, per usual. And yeah, a lot going on in the community like we are always talking about, but I'm happy to get straight to it as usual also.
Well, just before the break, Kevin, I don't know if you were able to tune in from where you were, but just before we got in, we talked a little bit about the accomplishments of our kids in the summer reading program through the West Bloomfield School District in partnership with the West Bloomfield Library. But coming up in the coming days, we may see some changes over, particularly at the West Acres branch of the library. What should the people know?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Tyler, very brief announcement, but the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, West Acres branch specifically, their entry crossing is actually undergoing some maintenance right now, and it'll be going on from today all the way through Sunday, September 29th. So they're just letting us know for preparations. The drive-through lot access will be unavailable while work is underway, just to let everyone know. But there is still parking available. All parking spaces are still open, and you can use either entrance. So they're just letting us know, and we're letting you know for that minor inconvenience that it may cause at the West Acres branch.
Yeah, seems to be that just that one little piece of that entry walkway that may seem like, hey, look, the entry's not open. Maybe it's the library's not open. We want to let you know the West Acres branch is still going to be open. They're just doing some renovations on that little brick walk right in front of that one entrance, and parking will still be available. For more updates, including when this will all be done, and you'll be in the clear. You can find that on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Library, facebook.com/WestBloomLIB. Now look, Kevin, we know that people have a lot of things in their home. They do their spring cleaning. Now we're in the fall. Maybe they're starting off and saying, look, it's another time to change the seasons and clear house a little bit of things we don't need, but maybe perhaps they can get rid of some of that and maybe provide some treasures to others in our community through one of our local churches.
Most of us have heard of spring cleaning, but fall cleaning is probably just as essential, and that's why Spirit of Grace Church is actually helping us out. They have a fall community yard sale that's going on. That'll be the 28th. That's Saturday, the 28th of September, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., right in that midday area. They say rain or shine, they'll still be out there. Spirit of Grace on Figure Avenue, West Bloomfield, 2399 Figure Avenue, by the way. There is still time to declutter your home. Get it together, put them in boxes, and do whatever you have to do, essentially. There is a very small fee if you're looking to participate and have a table. There's only $15 for a table. They will provide the tables as well, so that's great information to know. The payment and registration, if you are looking to participate, is due at the church office no later than September 26th, by the way. So that'll be this upcoming week, something to keep note of. You can also donate your gently used items. If you do want the church to do a sale for your items, you just want to donate them, give them away, the church itself will be having a table to also be part of this yard sale, and those funds also will help the community outreach, so it's all for a good cause. They're saying no clothing donations, though. If you have anything else other than clothes for this specific event, they're asking that you go ahead and donate it. There will be food trucks available. The Taco Hub food truck, the fabulous bakers in our community will be selling baked goods as well. If you are interested, want to know more, register. Make sure you give them a call, 248-338-3505. That's 248-338-3505, or email them, office@spiritofgrace.church. That's office@spiritofgrace.church. Great opportunity for you and anyone else around in the West Bloomfield community. Declutter your home and do that good fall cleaning, Tyler.
I got a little bit of extra time in my day coming up in the middle portion of this week. Might have to do some decluttering in my place. Maybe bring a few of those items in later on this week and head over to Spirit of Grace Church and help them out. Great stuff from from here in our community. You said September 26th is the registration deadline if people want a table, though. Is that correct?
That is correct. September 26th is the deadline to actually register. Yes.
All right, so the event is Saturday. You got to be registered if you want that full table to sell those items yourself by Thursday of this week. And all that information can also be found on spiritofgrace.church. Now, Kevin, we are always excited when there's a show over at West Bloomfield High School. They have a great theater program over there. Usually these plays are for anybody in our community, but in 2024, they're kicking off with a play just for the kids.
Yes. The Rainbow Fish. I don't know if anyone has heard of that very popular book that most people have probably read in like elementary or middle school. The Rainbow Fish play will be performed at West Bloomfield High School October 5th at 2 p.m. A great adaptation of a popular book. And with us right here live on the Splash to give a little bit more insight to this play, joining us, student directors from West Bloomfield High School, Celeste Knapp and Sarah Laraman. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Very, very exciting that we're having a play for a very, very popular book. Let's just talk about it first and foremost. How did you all decide that you want to be a part of this? Let's start with you, Celeste, please.
Yeah, so last year I was assistant directing kids show, and usually I'm an actor, so I think it was a really cool opportunity for me to branch out and do something new and help the newer actors find themselves in theater.
Interesting. You, Sarah, also?
As for me, I love kids show. I was a part of it for my freshman and sophomore year, and it was just tons of fun. So I also decided to assistant direct last year, and I'm always like loving to build the program and looking for ways to connect with the people in the younger grades. And I think that kids show is just an amazing way to do that. And I also just love when the kids come to see the show. It's tons of fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you get some of the younger kids that read the book and now they want to actually see some of the older kids or older students actually bring it to life. I know that's very, very exciting too, but your roles as student directors are a little bit different from actually participating in it. So Celeste, starting with you, what's been the most rewarding part about directing this play so far, and what have you learned from that experience?
I think the most rewarding thing so far has definitely just been able to see the growth in the actors and seeing how far they come throughout the whole process. It's really great seeing people do what I love and then themselves loving it as well. What I've learned so far is probably just that things need to be fun and make things fun. And if you're having fun, the actors will also have a lot of fun with it.
There we go. Love to hear that. And with us right here live on the Splash from West Bloomfield High School Theater Program, student director Celeste Knapp and Sarah Laraman. Now, in case we're talking about a popular book, but in case someone has never read this book or heard of it, Sarah, can you please tell us what it is about?
So this story, I actually love this story. It was one of my favorite books when I was younger, and I think all of us were like part of this show or read it when we were young, so really fun. It's basically about this really fancy fish, and he's got all of these really shimmery scales, and he's really arrogant and prideful of them, and he doesn't want to share them. But there's a little fish, a young school fish, and he asks, can I have one of your scales? Like, I admire you, I want to be like you. And Rainbow Fish freaks out and doesn't want to share. And throughout the whole show, it's basically about Rainbow Fish learning the importance of sharing and like the happiness that can come from sharing. That and the happiness can come to yourself and to the people that you're sharing with. So I think it has a really good moral to it.
No, I agree. I love it. And just as you were talking about it, I'm literally imagining the book in my head again. It's been so long since I read or saw that book. I'm like, man, I remember that book. Some of the books like literally had shiny parts in the book so you could see it and see it reflecting. So I don't know. You're just taking me back to my childhood with that one right there. With that being said, though, right? We know the story. We know you're directors of it. So let's look at it from that perspective a little bit more. Celeste, this is for you. With that being said, how did you approach bringing a very well-loved children's story to life on stage while keeping it engaging for the audience?
So for this show, we're using a lot of fun colors and just
really interacting with the audience. We have people going through the audience, interacting with the kids, and really just trying to make it a wholesome experience for everyone.
There it is. There it is. I know it's a very interactive book, which means you have to bring a little bit of that interaction to the actual play and to the stage. And like I said, even reading the book, there's some colors and some fabrics that they use to make the colors pop and stand out. And I see that you're translating that to the stage with the vibrance of the colors, just from based off what you said. I love to hear and see that. Now, with that being said, directors, I want to focus on that because this is kind of like your introduction to directing in some sort of way, right, in the high school scale. So, Sarah, with you, are there any challenges that you faced in the process of getting this together from a director perspective? And talk about how you overcame them.
Well, I have only been doing like directing kind of things last year and this year. So obviously there was kind of a big learning curve. Like we had to learn how to work with younger actors. We, in our shows, have worked more with like experienced actors that are seniors and juniors now that have been doing this for a while. So it's really just learning how to sort of teach what we have been doing. And I mean, that's always a learning curve, right? Trying to learn how to teach something. So definitely coming with that. But we work a lot together and we get a lot of advice and input from people that are experienced in the area, you know, our own director. So that really does help.
Nice. Yeah. And like you said, you're a little bit familiar with the directing position already, being there for a few already. But ultimately, like you said, just dealing with maybe the experience of the actors and things of that nature, I know that will probably that's a huge learning curve. I could only imagine. So much respect to you for getting that done and having the patience for it too. Either one of you can answer this. Actually, I'll keep this for Celeste. How do you feel like incorporating the backstage pass portion of it? Because if I'm not mistaken, you're allowing some of the viewers to come backstage and meet some of the actors. How do you feel like that actually helps incorporate or make the experience a little bit better for the children or anyone that's actually there to view the play?
So I know when I was younger, I always saw like the actors on stage, even if I was going to my sister's show, as like a celebrity. So I think a lot of the kids would be very, very excited to go backstage, meet all their favorite actors, get their little signed playbill, and take pictures with them. I think they would just really enjoy that, and it is just something they wouldn't forget.
Nice. That's so funny that you say that because elementary, middle school kids, they looking up to high school kids like adults, like y'all are the big kids, and like you said, they'll probably look at you like role models, celebrities, and oh my goodness. I'm just sorry, I'm just thinking about that. That's hilarious. Don't want to hold you two up too much longer. I appreciate it. Last question, and I'll actually one question for each of you. Sarah, starting with you. What message do you want the audience to take away from this play when they leave?
I think the main message is like just the cliche line, sharing is caring. I want these kids to come in, younger kids, it's an important lesson for them to learn. And I want them to come in and see like, oh, you have all these special things about you and they're amazing. But, like the world, it's not revolving around you. Other people, your friends, they're important and you have to share.
That's right. And Celeste, just ending with you, just give out the details of the play and the event again and why people should come.
So the details of the event, it's October 5th, 2 p.m. at WBHS, West Bloomfield High School. You can get tickets at wbhstheaterarts.ludus.com. It's $5 cash for the backstage pass and $7.50 for the credit card. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you all there.
Yay! Very exciting, very energetic. Can't wait for it to go on so we can go out there and support it. Once again, from West Bloomfield High School, student directors Celeste Knapp, Sarah Lorman, thank you both for your time and for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yay! Look at that. I love it. Yeah, something to look forward to. Right here in our greater West Bloomfield community at the high school, the Rainbow Fish Play. Very exciting. October 5th, 2 p.m. a lot. If you're familiar with the book, take your kids. I think it'd be a great experience for the whole family.
Yeah, it's a great way also to introduce them to some of the programs that are going to be available to them as they develop through the school district. Some theater programs will be available in the early levels at the elementary level, and then certainly at the middle school level, and definitely at the high school level. And like Celeste had said, it's a great way for them to sort of explore this from people that are in that position now and are experiencing the theater at the highest level in the school district, and learn a little bit at the early ages that will help them be just as big of stars when they get to the high school.
Yes. And like we said, we're happy to talk about it, happy to promote it again. If you are interested, go directly to the website, wbsd.org. That's the school website. Scroll over to the high school and check out everything that they have going on there.
Kevin, from our youngest people in our community to our eldest members of our community, West Bloomfield Parks partnering with a number of vendors and experts in our community for a senior health expo coming up. It's going to be their senior health showcase coming up Wednesday, October 2nd. That's next week, Wednesday, with time slots beginning at 9 a.m. That will be at the Connect Senior Center on 14 Mile Road in West Bloomfield. Joining us to give us even more insight on this upcoming event and what our local seniors can learn from these experts is Megan Tahako, the Marketing and Communications Manager at West Bloomfield Parks. Megan, we thank you for being with us, and as we get ready for October 2nd, give us a little bit of insight about some of the information and the resources that will be at the ready for our seniors at this showcase.
One of our biggest goals with Connect is connecting our seniors with resources in the community. We try to ensure that our seniors have long, healthy lives, and anything we can do to help facilitate that, we're going to do our best to do that. So this event is a really great opportunity for seniors to come and kind of shop different senior-focused health vendors. So we're going to have more than 35 vendors on site that offer a wide array of services. So everything from home care to hydration therapy, senior living, physical therapy. We're going to have Bush's Fresh Food Market there, talking about eating healthy and all of the things that they offer at the supermarket. Our community partners, such as the police department, fire department, the library, they'll all be on site with us. So it's a really great opportunity for seniors to just come, check out Connect, and shop some of the health-related vendors that we have here in the community.
And that's what is really important here is there's so many different resources that are available throughout the community and maybe our senior population doesn't know about. And when they do come into Connect and they are talking with the staff over there and connecting with other people of a similar age demographic, maybe some similar issues that they may have and be facing every single day, what are some of those key resources that you mentioned that they really are looking for that you often do help to bridge the gaps on?
Yeah, so we offer, once monthly talk times through a partnership with the West Bloomfield Chamber. So every single month we're trying to connect our seniors with these resources and just to help them better navigate what's available, what should they be talking about, what are the latest issues that are facing them. I know right now there's been a lot of talk about changes coming to Medicare, so we certainly have some insurance representatives that will be attending the Senior Health Showcase to try to connect seniors with some of those resources and some of the changes that will be happening this fall. So just trying to stay on top of everything that's evolving and changing as it relates to senior health care.
So is this more of just a getting to know you sort of event, connecting the seniors in our community with these different resources and putting faces to names, or are they going to be able to actually tap into some of these resources and sign up for some of these services right there on site?
Yeah, I'm sure some of the vendors will absolutely have next steps available, whether it's signing up for appointments or just taking materials with them that they can then, connect with them after the fact. It's going to kind of depend on each vendor, but there will definitely be opportunities on site for that.
This is happening Wednesday, October 2nd, the Senior Health Showcase at West Bloomfield Parks Connect on 14 Mile Road in West Bloomfield. Begins at 9 o'clock. Those time slots begin at 9 o'clock. Let's talk about that, Megan, because we have a large senior community. We have a lot of resources. It's going to be a packed house over there at Connect. So how exactly will our elder residents be able to come through this showcase and get to talk to all these different resources across our community?
Absolutely. So the event is completely free, but we are asking our seniors to register ahead of time. We want to make sure that we're cognizant of all of our neighbors in the shopping plaza, and we aren't taking up the entire parking lot with one time slot. So the event is broken into 4 separate time slots. We're going to have raffle prizes for each time slot. It doesn't matter which one you sign up for. Everyone will be the same. But please either give us a call or you can register online. And space is limited in those time slots to about 65 people per each individual hour. So don't wait too long to sign up, because we certainly want to make sure that you're able to take advantage.
More information on registration can be found on wbparks.org. Also a great resource to go to find more information on what's happening over at West Bloomfield Parks Connect all throughout every single week and all around the year. A great resource for our seniors. Megan, on top of things like the senior showcase, what else does the team over at Connect do throughout the year and we'll be doing throughout the fall to help these seniors even more get in touch with these resources and address some of the issues that they come across at this time of the year?
Yeah, I would definitely encourage everyone to just check out our fall guide. We have a full program lineup in there. I know we have a Medicare panel coming up this fall that would be really important to check out. And then also, as I mentioned, our monthly talk times that we have, those are very informational and are a great way to connect seniors to local resources. And also, we just have some fun holiday parties. So if you're looking to just get out and enjoy other seniors in the community, make sure you're checking out those opportunities as well.
So much fun for our seniors over at WB Parks Connect. And Megan, it is free to the community to attend this event that's coming up on Wednesday, October 2nd. But all these other things that are happening over at Connect, do people need to sign up for them? Do they need to be a member at this resource? Or is this available to them for recreation and these events also just for free by being a resident?
Yeah, so a lot of things are just open to anyone. You don't have to be a Connect member. I do encourage you to check out membership. The cost is extremely low, and that does give you access to a lot of things that will then be completely free. But most things do require pre-registration just so that we make sure we have enough space for everyone. But again, as I mentioned, all of our drop-in programs, those are free for Connect members. So looking into that membership really is a great value if you plan on visiting Connect regularly throughout the year.
Megan Tahako is with us, the marketing manager for West Bloomfield Parks. More information on Connect Senior Center and all of their events all throughout the fall and beyond on wbparks.org. She mentioned that fall guide. It is out. It has everything you need there to see what's coming up for people of all different ages, for families, for individuals, and all the fun happening across Greater West Bloomfield this fall as we approach the first day of autumn in early October, in late September. My apologies. Megan, also over at your team, some changes in the senior resources at West Bloomfield Parks. New leadership in place now. Bernadette Hudgens taking over as the new senior services manager. Talk about her first week in this new position and how she's adjusting to this leadership position that's become really, really important with West Bloomfield Parks in our community.
Yeah, I'm so excited that Bernadette has joined our team. We'll have to bring her on the splash soon so everybody can meet her and start to have a familiar face there. But Bernadette has such a passion for working with seniors. She began her career actually in HR and then transitioned into senior services because she had such a passion for serving them. So she worked in some senior living communities, and then she transitioned over to another municipality where she was running their senior center. So she has a lot of experience in this field. And just has such a good heart and is really invested in serving seniors. So I'm just so grateful that she joined our team, and I can't wait to see what she's able to do over at Connect.
I know our seniors that are pretty tech savvy, they love to go on the Facebook and learn about what's going on in the community. That's how they often connect with us here at Civic Center TV. A great way to learn more about Bernadette, and a familiar face and a friendly face you'll see over at Connect and all throughout our community. An excellent profile of her on the West Bloomfield Parks Facebook page as we speak. Facebook.com/WB Parks. Megan, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about this upcoming Senior Health Expo at WB Parks Connect, or anything else coming up with our local parks?
Yeah, I would just encourage everyone again to please save your spot, pre-register online or by giving us a call at 248-451-1900. We would hate to turn anyone away the day of. We really want to accommodate everyone that we can. We're going to have free coffee and refreshments for everyone. We'll be doing free B12 shots, and there's going to be some really great raffle prizes. So we hope that everyone joins us that day for a really great morning.
I have a feeling that that's going to be Deanna Grove over there from Drip IV doing those B12 shots. I missed her at the Health and Wellness Expo earlier on this year. Got a little busy on the way out. Was supposed to go over there and meet with her. I may have to go over to the Senior Health Expo, maybe, put a few years on me before this event on October 2nd.
Absolutely.
Megan, thank you so much for your
you'd
time.
be welcome to join us.
Megan Tahaka with us from West Bloomfield Parks. You can find more information on all of their programs, including their programs and services at Connect Senior Center on wbparks.org. A great way for people to get involved in the community, and especially for our seniors looking for those ever important resources as they age in their homes here in West Bloomfield, and for their families as they're often becoming caretakers in those later years as well, Kevin.
No, it's a great thing to see. Great effort also taking care of our seniors, citizens right here in our local community. Very, very important. They've done everything. They've lived their lives, and now they just want to live safe, happy, healthy lives. So I'm glad that our township is doing things to make sure that they are accommodated.
Yeah, they want to be able to live comfortably in our community, continue to enjoy all the great things we have in greater West Bloomfield and nearby areas, and that especially includes our great local farmers markets.
I see what you did there. See, we are entering the fall season, or officially in the fall season, and a lot of local farmers markets usually close up or start to wrap up around this time. No, not at the Oakland County Farmers Market. It's open year-round, offering locally grown produce, foods, and crafts. So join us right here live on The Splash to talk a little bit more about what they have going on at the Oakland County Farmers Market. We have Market Manager Brad Wethy join us. Thank you for joining us, Brad.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, yeah, thank you. Hey, I know your time is precious. I know you got a lot going on, but I just want to get straight into it. First and foremost, Oakland County Farmers Market, we're just praising it and talking about how good it is right now. Why don't you just give some of the biggest advantages that farmers market has with being open year-round, please?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned earlier, too, we're a little bit unique in a sense where we're open year-round, where some markets are starting to close their doors for the season. This is the busiest time of year for us, hence why I'm having this meeting here in my truck. It's too busy in the market to hear you. So very busy time of year. On a busy Saturday this time of year, we see 50 plus vendors. So very, very full. But right now, this time of year, we still have tons of crafts, meats, artisan goods, but we're starting to see the pumpkins, the gourds, the hay bales, the broom corn. So it is definitely fall season here.
No, and I'm glad you said that, because that was my next question. I know with farmers market, fruits and vegetables, it's usually a seasonal thing. Like, not all fruits and vegetables are available during the fall and the winter or the summer or whatever the case may be. But you touched on it briefly, some of the local goods and foods that are being grown and provided by vendors. Any other things that we can expect during the fall season at the local farmers market?
Absolutely. Actually, even one of my favorite things is I've got a vendor here who sharpens knives. So I just had him sharpen all my gardening stuff. My lawnmower blade. A number of other items. But yes, produce is starting to wrap up, but we have some late season items, again, kind of like the squashes and the apples that go really late into the season. And then we have all sorts of artisan goods, which we also have an art show coming up here in early October. So we do a number of special events that kind of cater to arts and crafts versus just the produce.
Perfect. Okay, we might dig into that a little bit more. With us right here live on The Splash, Market Manager for Oakland County Farmers Market, Brad Wethy, just talking about the fact that the farmers market right here in our Oakland County area, open year round, by the way, with small adjustments being made. But with that being said, I want to talk about how you feel like the local farmers market or your farmers market contributes to the local community. And I mean, basically in the aspect of supporting local farmers and supporting local families and residents. How does your farmers market do that?
Absolutely. So all our vendors here are from Michigan. Most of them are very local, most even within the county. So plenty of local farmers supporting small business, supporting local farmers, and healthy eating as well. A number of our produce vendors are bringing stuff here to the market that they picked just the day before. So we're helping support all those local guys here. And then in terms of the fresh eating too, it's as fresh as it gets. There's still dirt on all my produce when I'm bringing it home from the market, still cleaning it. All my eggs, all my meat, everything here is local and as fresh as can be. So help support that healthy eating as well.
Oh man, Brad, yes, I'm all about being a conscious eater myself. Yes, I'll eat some candy and fall asleep every now and then, but I'll feel bad and I'll go ahead and eat some vegetables right after that. So I get it. Hey man, so you said you got some things going on, art event, and if I'm not mistaken, trick or treat at the market. Give a little bit of more details about both of these events, and then you all throwing events in general and how it's beneficial for residents.
Certainly. Yeah. So coming up, we got a couple still more special events. We've got the art show coming up held by Art Sale. It's in early October. We have a trick or treat event coming up on a Saturday during our normal market hours. So you can still get all the healthy produce and all the other good items, but all of our vendors will be handing out candy as well. Costumes are highly encouraged. And then we also have a holiday shopping event coming up in early December, and that's more geared towards shopping for the holidays, shopping for gifts. We typically have a reindeer here on site to do photos with. And all of our special events on our calendars can be found on oaklandcountyparks.com, right under the Farmers Market tab. Also worth mentioning is we do weekly social media videos. So if you follow us on Facebook, we do weekly videos talking about what's coming up.
Nice, nice. You gave out all the details right there. We love that. And like I said, I love that you all are hosting events for entire families to come out there and enjoy themselves. That's what I think is most important. Also, with us right here live on The Splash, Oakland County Farmers Market Market Manager Brad Weathy joined us, just talking about the advantages of the Oakland County Farmers Market being open year-round, the different things that they have going on, including events and produce. Don't have too much more for you. Don't want to hold you up. We appreciate your time. What can we look forward to in the next year of 2025 from the Oakland County Farmers Market?
We're constantly making increases here. We've done a couple small items to kind of make the market a little bit more usable and more friendly usable. We've done a really good job of filling the market with vendors. So in past years, we've lost a number of vendors, especially during the pandemic. Now we have too many vendors, which is a great problem to have. So stay tuned. We've got a couple new special events coming up, including a moonlight market. We've been pushing that pretty heavily. So most of our markets are during the morning, and a moonlight market will allow folks in the afternoon and evenings to still come shop with us. So if you've always been dying to come to the market and can't due to our hours, stay tuned with us. We're working on some new days and some new times.
Oh man, exciting, exciting, exciting. Hey Brad, thank you again for that information, for letting our community know what we have going on at the Oakland County Farmers Market. We appreciate you again. Once again, from Oakland County Farmers Market, Market Manager Brad Weathy. We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once again, like we said, a great resource in our area, or Oakland County area, we should say, for you to actually go take your entire family to enjoy events and locally grown produce and other goods, Tyler. I think it's a great thing for us to go out and support.
It is, and we get to support, of course, as you said, these local vendors, not just those that are farming in our local area or have created their gardens and are bringing those products to the farmers market to sell on the food side, but even organizations that have grassroots right here in our community, like Art Sale out of Kego Harbor and the Tri-Cities often will have their artists featured at the Oakland County Farmers Market throughout the summer and even in the early portions of the fall, and other pop-ups all throughout the year. So the Oakland County Farmers Market, a great place for us to go all across the community. If you want to engage in a local farmers market that's open at various points of the year, and you are truly supporting those vendors that are from right here in our community. Moving on, Kevin, some really cool news from the West Bloomfield Township Board at the recent meeting. Over $500,000 in grants awarded to the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department to help support our fire and EMS services in all 4 of our communities. Here for more insight on those grants and how specifically they will help our local firefighters and our EMS officials is West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk about this. It was interesting because even Jim Manna last night, one of our township board members, kind of chuckled at the fact that, hey, we got to take a motion and we have to put all this through to approve receiving all this money that's going to help our firefighters. Seems like an easy win.
Well, it's that is definitely one of the more of the easier parts as far as getting awarded a grant like that. So I just really want to take a quick moment here to thank the team here at the WBFD that really made that all possible. So, and that even extends, Tyler, as you know, there's all kinds of people that extend beyond the fire department, our finance department and budget, and all of the folks that make it happen.
Yeah, so much effort does go into securing these grant funds. It's not as simple as you have an application, somebody looks at it, and just sends you the money. There's a lot of detail that goes into this, both from your department and, as you said, those finance officials. How long was this in the process to apply for these grants, to get all that information gathered, and ultimately put our fire department's best foot forward to secure these $500,000 plus in grants?
Tyler, it starts really years out, in the sense that the Township Board has always been supportive of our engagement with our groups like the Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs, and being involved with the Assist a Firefighter grant application process, where we had retired now Deputy Fire Marshal Dave DeBoer, who would go down to the National Fire Academy and read grant applications. So all of this, understanding how grants are read, how they're approved, being involved in that process, being on the front end of the legislative side of it, whether that's at the federal level or at the state level, to get the legislation through that creates the ability to fund grants like the EMS workforce support grant that is bringing us over $260,000 for tuition and part-time employment of 12 future pre-hospital care providers, or replacing, over 70 sets of bunker gear for our firefighters, so that they move in and transition into a clean set of gear immediately following a fire, so they're ready to go right back to work. So it's laying the groundwork, and then following through on filling out the applications correctly with our good information, and ultimately putting that football into the end zone.
And we heard last night also from someone that was among the members of your team leading the charge on this. We'll play a clip here in a moment, Calvin, at Master Control. Captain Jeff Letkowski explained a little bit about what went into getting this grant, and what some of the grant funding was ultimately for.
So the Michigan Fire Chiefs Association and the Michigan Professional Firefighters Union work together at the state level, recognizing that many fire departments out there do not have a second set of gear to go into when they're laundering their primary set. So there was a lot of communication from both the fire chiefs and the Michigan Fire Union that was kind of relaying the messaging down to the department level.
And coming back to you, Chief Flynn, on that secondary gear, that bunker gear, as you mentioned, it helps our firefighters to be able to quickly change and be ready for the potential next call. And we know we don't see a lot of these sort of incidents in West Bloomfield where there's fire after fire after fire on a daily basis, but this still is really vitally important to our firefighters and our EMS officials to be able to have that gear, just in case we're providing that support to other communities, as typically does happen through the Oakway Partnership.
And Tyler, I think it's important to recognize that fire gear, bunker gear, has a life cycle of its own. So while we plan through our budget cycles to replace fire gear, what this does is this creates a space for us to move forward or expand or address some issues that we have that we normally would have had to budget for those purchases of gear. And now we're leveraging those state dollars, for example, in this grant, along with the EMS workforce grant. So it's just important to understand that, being involved at local government means that there's also a responsibility to be engaged at your county, regional, and state government, and even into the federal side of things, where we moved for that training grant that we had for $45,000 for live fire training. It's being engaged, and that's a big part of what my role is, along with, like you saw with Captain Letkowski and his application process there in ultimately achieving that grant. But it's being engaged and also advocating so that those dollars are routed very appropriately for keeping the homeland secure, and homeland security starts locally.
And how do you believe that all this coming together, that focus in these areas that you identify, maybe not necessarily as a problem or even as a weak area, but an area of improvement, ultimately to identify those areas, to get the grant funding or the other funding that you need, and ultimately be able to provide that support to your employees? How do you think that makes our fire department here in West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities that much more attractive as we go years down the road? And we know that there are fire departments and there are police departments, other first responder departments that are in some ways struggling to compete with others for the best possible candidates. And we know that's been something that's been on your minds in recent years in West Bloomfield.
When you're coaching any team or you're managing a team, you want your team to go out there with the with the latest and greatest in equipment in order to meet the expectations of the public that we serve. And that's really what this is. All three of these grants are allowing us to do. Let's just take them one at a time. That live fire training is going to provide opportunity because we're doing so much on the community risk reduction side and we're reducing the incidence of fire within the greater West Bloomfield community and to our Tri-City partners, that we need to create opportunities for our firefighters to get experience in a live fire training environment so that they keep those skills sharp. And what better way to do that than be providing them with the latest and greatest in fire bunker gear, which the Bunker Gear Assistance Grant is going to be able to do. And then finally, really capturing that interest of young or newly discovered interest into public safety, specifically the EMS side of things. We're able to now hire, and I'm very excited about this, Tyler, that we're going to very soon in the next coming weeks have an application available for those currently enrolled or looking to enroll through a community college like OCC. And we're going to pay their tuition. We're going to pay them an attractive part-time wage of roughly $20 an hour to go and be successful in the classroom so that you can be successful here and we can offer you, hopefully, eventually employment here as a member of the WBFD.
And it's about creating that supportive environment from top to bottom across not only the fire department, but throughout the township. The fire department's over $500,000, $567,584.72 in funding from these grants approved by the board into their budget last night. There's just a portion of the many other grants that have also been awarded to the township and to our departments. Debbie Binder spoke about that and some of the hard work that goes into it from the township office that Chief Flynn also mentioned earlier on. Here's what she had to say.
I just want to echo the thank you. I know when we had our round table, there was a lot of discussion. We have some nice grant procurements coming up that they don't happen by accident. They happen by effort. And on all of these, and on this one, Jeff, I thank you. But there was a lot of work that went in on behalf of people to bring this money to the township, and it will be put to good use. And yes, we do need to go through the process of accepting a grant where, you always have to know where the money's coming from, what amount is coming, and how to handle it from within. So Finance Department, I know this has kept you busy, and thank you. And thank you to everyone who worked hard to bring the grant opportunities to light and then secure them for the township.
And that goes back, Chief Flynn, to just the widespread support that your department and our other public safety departments have in West Bloomfield. How does that also help to not only go after these opportunities that are available to the fire department, but knowing that when these opportunities do arise, you're going to have the full backing of our community?
Well, the elected officials, all of them, it really means a lot to the team. And I know sometimes, and you've been there, Tyler, that the audience doesn't seem very vast at some of our board meetings, but through the community outreach and playing back some of the segments so that our residents that do have the time to catch up on the news, if you will, the local news, it does mean a lot to the entire team when the township board recognizes that. And I want to assure everybody, they're recognizing that on the day-to-day ops side of things. We hear that feedback. I have the opportunity to hear that feedback. But again, I'm very grateful for all of the board members that voiced their sincere gratitude for the advocacy that all department heads and their teams are doing to procure outside dollars that can, again, continue to improve, maintain, expand how local government supports the residents served by all departments in West Bloomfield.
You can see even more about the process that went into getting these grants from the township board side and some more insight from Captain Letkowski and Chief Flynn on our replays of the West Bloomfield Township Board meetings, which are also available on demand on civiccentertv.com. Chief Flynn, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, you can follow the West Bloomfield Fire Department for even more fire safety advice and learn more about many of their upcoming events, including their Fire Department Open House coming up on Sunday, October 13th. Head on over to their Facebook page at facebook.com/WB Fire Department. Kevin, really great accomplishment by the team over there. Captain Letkowski, one of his predecessors in the department on the executive side, and a longtime Deputy Fire Marshal Dave DeBoer, and so many others securing over $500,000. And I keep emphasizing that because there's a lot of money coming in to add to their budget for this coming year for some really necessary stuff that's going to help our firefighters and our EMS officials.
That's a lot of money in general. I don't care what you're buying, but this is the perspective that I have. My best friend works for the Detroit Fire Department. He tells me that they don't have, or they struggle with, a second gear for those things. And to hear that we, or right here in West Bloomfield, they have the funds and the grants to get things like that, I understand now. I understand how important those types of resources are. So congratulations again to Chief Flynn and the West Bloomfield Fire Department for getting things that's very, very necessary.
And I love what Captain Lukowski said in that clip we played for you earlier on. This was something that came to his attention by going to a meeting, or Deputy Fire Marshal then Dave DeBoer going to a meeting of the Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs, and them saying, hey, look, there's this grant available. We know that this is an issue. We know that we need this gear in many of our fire departments across the state. You all should apply for this and see what you can get out of that to help provide this gear, and the township able to get that gear through one of the grants through the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, those other grants through the Department of Homeland Security and through the Department of Health and Human Services. You can find all that information in their township board agendas on wbtownship.org, or you'll see it in a direct link to their agenda when we post our archive of that meeting from Monday night on Civic Center TV. Kevin, more excitement across our community. We love our West Bloomfield sports, but football's not the only main event coming up this week. A big night in the gym at West Bloomfield High School for our volleyball team. Senior night tonight against the Troy Colts of the OAA, a nice OAA crossover battle at West Bloomfield High School. It all begins at 5:30 p.m. as our JV seniors and before them, our freshman team that will soon be our rising seniors in West Bloomfield will take on Troy. And then the main event, 7 o'clock, with 6 seniors who you're seeing on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com being celebrated in one of their final home games of their high school career. Should be a really nice night over there. Not only will you be able to gift them with your presence at one of their final games in their final season at West Bloomfield High School, you'll come out of that with a gift as well, a rally towel for everyone in attendance in celebration of the class of 2025. If you want to keep up to date with them, bump set spike your way on over to their Facebook page at WBHSVB. Kevin, a great night for our volleyball athletes at West Bloomfield High School, as we're only a little ways into the season, but we know a lot of our teams limited home games this year, so they got to make those celebrations early and often.
Right. We got to celebrate our seniors first and foremost, and then besides that, like, I watched volleyball for the first time during the Olympics, and it can be very exciting. I think everyone should take some time, go support this volleyball team and the seniors, and you can do some cheering and some loud noise. It's not like golf. It's a lot of excitement there on that floor.
Yeah, it's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of tension that builds in between when you got those volleys that are going back and forth for a long time, and you got some really competitive players. You're trying to figure out who's going to get that final advantage, who's going to get the other team tired out at that last minute. It can really come down to the wire, and always a great matchup between two teams across the OAA. Again, Facebook.com/WBHSVB, or learn more about all of our fall sports and sports all across the year from West Bloomfield High School on WestBloomfieldAthletics.com. Kevin, just like that, we are out of time for this Tuesday edition of the Splash Live, but plenty more ahead from us all throughout the week. In the meantime, keep up to date with us, CivicCenterTV.com, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Civic Center TV. I want to give a big thank you to everybody that joined us on the program, and Calvin Brown, our director out at Master Control. Alongside Kevin McIntosh, I'm Tyler Kieft. Thanks for tuning in to the Splash Live.